Hey, welcome to the channel today. Listen, I'm going to talk about lower body movement, pelvis rotation. Is it lateral or rotational? So there's no better feeling knowing that when you wake up in the morning to go play golf, so that you're going to play well. There's no better feeling of hitting good golf shots down the fairway. Years ago, I was frustrated because I lost that. I was confused, I was frustrated, and then I met Moe Norman and learned the single plane swing. And so now I wake up every day and I know I'm going to hit it well, I know I'm going to play well, I know I'm going to have fun. So my mission today is to help as many people as possible wake up every day feeling good that they're going to go out there and play great because of the single plane swing. Hey, welcome to the channel today. Listen, one of the things I get questions asked a lot about is lower body movement. And so many people have trouble with this concept of using the ground as far as does it produce power? What's there such thing as ground forces? And listen, here's the thing about the ground, it's not moving. So it's what we do against the ground that matters in the golf swing. And one of the things that I don't like to talk about much in the swing is lateral shift. Because lateral shift is one of those things where people take it way too, they get too mechanical about moving back and forth, shifting from right to left. One of the most important things in the golf swing is rotation, but rotation is occurring while the body is in motion. And the spine is not a straight line, the spine is a curve in the body. So we have to talk about what's actually happening between you and the ground. And one of the things I want to show you is, obviously our model is Moe Norman, and I want to show you Moe Norman's swing and show you a back view of his swing, what happens behind him. And to me, this is one of the most important views of the golf swing you can look at. And why is that? Because you actually see the lower part of the spine moving. This is where you see the sacrum in motion. Now the sacrum is an interesting thing because it's the lower part of the spine that attaches to the pelvis. And it's actually a bone that you can actually see the outer part of the bone moving around. So this tells us a lot about what's happening to the lower part of the back. And what you find is, in general, from address to backswing to downswing, what you find is that there's sacrum motion. But here's what I want to do for you. I want to save your back today because I want to talk about how we can take pressure off of the lower back and use our legs better against the ground so we're stabilizing and not putting stress into that sacrum area. Those of you who have back problems, you're seeing it in that sacrum area. It's that lower back, you're compressing. And well, I'll just go through that for a minute, then we'll look at Moe's swing. So what happens in most people's golf swing, let me put my club down for a minute, is that if you're rotating the body, okay, so you're rotating, and your leg straightens. So this leg straightens and it pushes up, right? So you have an upward motion. So there's a force moving upward on this part of your pelvis as you're rotating. So this is called shear because what happens is you got compression, you're going down to hit the ball, your body's going up and you're rotating. Compression and shear. So this is where you see people have back pain and it's all happening right here in this lower part of your spine. So the question is, can we take pressure off the back? You're going to have rotation, right? But it's that upward motion we can reduce. Now, let's take a look quickly at Moe's swing here from that back view, and I want to show you what's happening. So you're seeing the sacrum, and I'm going to mark it here on the video, and you see the sacrum of his spine. And when he actually goes into the backswing, you'll notice that the sacrum actually moves slightly forward. Now, this does not mean it's fully lateral. Again, the shape of the spine, the rotation of that S-curve of the spine pushes the sacrum to a point a few inches forward of where it starts. Then you'll see Moe transition into the downswing, into the lead leg. Notice the lead leg is flexed. And then as he rotates, that sacrum will come right back around, stay forward, and then come back to its originating spot. Now, there is a slight bit of lateral motion in this sacrum area, but what you're seeing is that there's not a ton of lateral motion in general of the lower body. Now, I want you to look at his legs now. And if you look at the backswing, you see his leg has braced. This trail leg is bracing in the backswing. And then he's pushing off that leg, but into a flex lead knee. Now, this push people consider a lateral motion, but it's really not. It's really, there's no way he can push this completely lateral because you're noticing the sacrum starts a motion back to rotating back to where it starts. There is basically 40 degrees of rotation of the pelvis at the complete of the backswing. And then we call it minus 40 because it's in away from the target. And then there's a positive 30 degrees of motion into impact. So you got 70 degrees of pelvis rotation happening in this area, and that sacrum is moving less than an inch. So this is a rotational movement with a slight bit of lateral motion. But here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the legs, because how do we use the legs to take pressure off the back and keep the compression off of the spine? And this is really what one of the benefits of Moe Norman's single plane swing really was, is that you're going to see he braces against the trail leg in the backswing. Now, that moves him into, and that's that rotation. It feels lateral, but it's rotation into a flex lead knee. But here's the secret to it all. Not that I believe in secrets that much, but when he flexes this knee, he keeps it in a flexed position. And then as he's coming down, he's able to compress the ball with a flex knee. So this leg being bent has allowed that sacrum to slightly lower. And now what happens is he's not pushing up on the sacrum, he's hitting into this leg and able to rotate around a flex lead knee. So this leg, this knee, and I tell people this a lot, this knee and this foot are taking the pressure of the swing. If you can strengthen this leg, then it's all off of your spine. So this leg can save your back, but it has to be flexed. You can't do this. You can't straighten the leg, right? There you have the compression, there you have the shear. You have to keep the leg flexed and rotate around it. So just as a tip here, it's really about stabilizing, rotating all the way around that flex lead knee. Now, I'm gonna back up just one step here. If you take a look at the back view of Moe's swing now, what you're seeing is a lowering of that sacrum. In other words, that sacrum that I marked lowers a few inches. That's what you want to see in the backswing movement, is the sacrum moving down. Now, one final thing here, this all relates to single plane, and here's why. Because when I set up in a single plane, I'll grab a golf ball just to kind of show you this. When I set up in a single plane, what you're seeing is that spacing allows me to hit into a flex knee. If I'm too close to the golf ball, I'm going to have to make room, which means straighten the legs. So I've got to create some space, and that allows me to get to that flex knee at impact, keep the club on the same plane, and that spacing is the key to a flex knee, using the ground and saving your back. Hope this helps you a little bit if you're a single planer. If you need more information about single plane, get a hold of me, hit the thumbs up, click the bell icon. Thanks for joining me today.